Welcome to the Experimental Sim Avionics YouTube channel. It's Tony here again, and this time we're in something that's been around for a while, and it's a bit of freeware. It's the DR401 by Aerobask for X-Plane. This is actually loaded in X-Plane 12. They did do an update of this aircraft recently. Whether or not they're claiming it's X-Plane 12 compliant or not, that bit I'm not sure of. I'd have to go check, but I've got it loaded in X-Plane 12 and it flies very nicely. Don't get any errors with it, so there you go. But it runs in X-Plane 11 as well. Obviously not quite so pretty in X-Plane 11 with the improved graphics on X-Plane 12, but I guess without further ado, we'll jump in and have a look at this freeware aircraft and the air manager panels for it. That's what we're really here for. So let's go ahead and have a look and see what we've got. I guess what we should do really is we'll go ahead and jump inside the cockpit of the actual aeroplane. There we go. We've got the canopy back, as you saw from the outside view there. There we are. Okay, so let's first thing I guess we ought to do is pull up the panels so that you can see them. There they are. We'll recenter the view so you can see the canopies forward, and I guess I've not got the sound turned up that loud, but I guess you can hear the what I'll do is I'll just turn that aircraft sound up a little bit, so when we start the engine, and then we'll close the canopy after we've started the engine. How about that? So we've got our fuels already on. Our fuel pump, I need that on at the moment. Okay, set this switch to put the master on, and the engine master. Let the little light come on and then go off. It does, and we should be able to get ourselves a start. Got a FADEC this engine, so no messing around with mags or anything like that. That's what the engine master is for, and the computers are now taking care of all the necessary stuff. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and put the avionics on there, and then we'll close the canopy. Hopefully hear silence, near silence. What we'll do is we'll turn that down a little bit now. Anyway, we don't want too much noise while we're flying, and we'll have a little look at these panels. So we're probably just going to do a quick takeoff here. Probably not going to venture too far. May even just turn around and come back and land, or go somewhere else. We don't know yet. We're just winging it as usual. You can see we're on a little bit of a tilt here because we're on a ramp that's sort of sloped to the side as well, so you can see that in the PFD and on the little standby instrument there. So let's have a look at the we'll have one stage of flaps. We'll take our parking brake off. And there we go, we're moving. Takes quite a bit of power there to get up the slope here. since I tried this. We're at the lovely Courchevel, for those that were wondering. And this is where you can see downhill slope of the runway, mountains in the distance, and we'll get ourselves underway. Ooh. Gets up in plenty of time. It's a lovely aircraft to fly, this DR401. Flaps up. So what we've got is obviously G1000s. So you've got the PFD and the MFD there, with the audio selection panel in between, as most G1000 aircraft are, certainly of this size anyway, with the two screens. 10.4 I think they are, the screen, 10.6 maybe, yeah, 10.6. And then above on the PFD side, we've got an annunciation panel, so you can test the lights there with that. And you saw the flap annunciator come on when we selected the stated flaps, and all the other ones work for the various conditions. We have a compass along the top as well. This one is, I've not got this one to pop up because there wasn't actually room to fit it on that top bar, so unlike some of the other ones, I've actually got that in the panel all the time. I mean, you've got the option to do that, to turn off the show light on those companies anyway, so that's always an option. And then coming back to the left side of the left-hand side panel, we've obviously got the standby instrument. You've seen that before, the MD302 in some other aircraft. Goes quite nicely with the G1000s as a standby. So we have the standby instrument there. And then below the standby instrument is the main switch, or certainly the electrical switch gear for this DR401. Not very complex at all. You've got a master electrical switch, which is the red one on the left hand side there. Then the one in the guard next to it, also in the red guard, is the engine master, so you don't want to be inadvertently turning that off, which is why it's got a sort of surround guard around it. Then next to that is the avionics master with the sort of whitish grey background. And then next to those, completing the top row, is your preheating light. You saw that came on when we first switched on the engine master, waiting for the preheat to complete. Once that goes out, you're ready to do your start. And then you've got your alternator under the guarded switch at the bottom here. And then unfortunately the FADEX switch is non-operational in this sim, but that is guarded next to it. And then what you see highlighted by the knobster, we'll turn that off for a minute just so you can see that a bit better, is the start-stop switch and the start itself. So that's just sort of stop or start, and then a momentary blip to the right to actually start the engine. And that's as much as complex as that is, really, fairly straightforward. And then to the right of that is a 3-in-1. You can see it's actually a 4-in-1, but one of the segments is not being used, so you can see that's a 3-in-1 supplementary engine gauge. So you've got fuel, you've got voltage, and you've got oil temperature at the bottom there. And then to the right of that, we've got an alternate air plunger that pulls out if you need to use alternate air. Auxiliary tank fuel. So the way that works is that opens like a manual valve, so you pull that out and then fuel will transfer between the auxiliary tank, which is what this, well, I didn't mention that in the 4-in-1 gauge, the fuel at the very top there, that is your auxiliary fuel. So what's being displayed on the G1000 on the other side is your main fuel. So when you pull that handle, you will see the fuel in this auxiliary tank gauge drop down as it fills up the main tank, of course, if there's room. So that is how the fuel works from the mains to the auxiliary. Getting a bit tight for space here, so I think I'm going to try and just do a turn. Be careful getting closed in by these mountains here. I think we'll just about be okay. There we go. It's a reasonably wide enough valley there. Just do a turn. Too tight. Okay. And then completing the left-hand side panel, in the bottom right-hand corner are some other switches. So you've got a couple of light switches there. You can see. Landing and taxi. This French-designed aircraft likes the symbols, and it's got the English on it as well. You can see with some of the labelling will have French labels on it. Well, I translated those into English for the purposes of this panel, being the common aviation language. We'll head to this. I know what this other airfield is, but we'll head that way and just see what's there. And then next to the two light switches, you've got a fuel pump switch. Strange symbol, I know, but that is your fuel pump switch, the white one. And then next to that, in the guarded area, is your flap switch. So you've got a 3-position flap, as you can see from the indicator at the top there, next to the annunciators. 3 lights there letting you know what flap position you're in. And then on the right side panel, at the very top, we've got a trim indicator. See the trim indicator moving a little bit there, just as I trim. Then next to that, an ELT. Some more lights. So this has got the lighting, the usual Experimental Sim Avionics lighting, which is nice. So the dimmers give you the controls of the various lights for the panel lighting and instruments, whatnot. Then next to the 3 dimmers, which are knobs to enable, you can see there. Then we've got our strobe light, which is what they're calling flash, nav, and the pitot heat switches. And then below that, obviously the MFD, and then below that again the fuel selector, the parking brake, a Hobbs meter, and then the handle to open and close the canopy. And then the CBs. The CBs are not functional in this freeware aircraft, as with a lot of aircraft, but they're there more for visuals than anything else. So let's have a little look here and see what we can see. What is this down here? Is this is not the airstrip, is it? Here? Or is this it here? This grass thing? Oh, is that it there? Well, maybe we'll just have a look, go around and see if we can land there. Is that it? No, that's not it. Oh, there it is. Oh, okay, right. Right, well, what we'll do is we'll go around and we'll have a little go at landing there. Again, it's very ad hoc from me here. That's the main purpose of this, is really just to show you the instruments in operation and have a look at the panel. We could look at it on the ground, but there's nothing like actually seeing it in action in a quick flight, so we just do a quick ad hoc flight generally, just to show it in operation. It's a nice aircraft, this, for X-Plane, the DR401, and it's freeware as well, so to boot, you can't really beat that from Aerobask. It's a nice little aircraft. It's not that fully featured, it being obviously freeware and whatnot, but nice nevertheless. One notch of flaps in there. I can't see the airfield that well. There it is. A bit bumpy coming in. A little bit squirrely too. Flown this in a while, but down nonetheless. Quite challenging that. Enjoyed that. Was like a challenge. And there we go. That's the DR401 from Aerobask, and the Air Manager panels was for it. Hope you enjoyed that. It was only a short video, but just a quick look at the panels, and I guess we'll get into something else fairly soon. We have some other panels backed up and coming, so we'll get into doing some videos for those fairly soon, and we should have them uploaded to the channel, you know, in due course. Thanks for watching. See you again soon. Bye.